Southern California sitting with Doug in a part of the country where 35 plus years ago I used to tour as an evangelical, starting the culture wars that got us President Bush, got my son into Afghanistan and Iraq tangentially years later as a Marine, and then wound up giving us Donald Trump, who rode in on the back of 83% of white evangelicals who voted for him. So this is an area of the country that I was in another incarnation of my life as an evangelical right-wing activist. I come back in penance to try to help people like Doug take the House back in 2018 from someone I regard literally as deranged, but that's a different discussion. So I want you to meet Doug and listen to what he has to say, then support him, donate to his campaign, volunteer if you live in this part of the country, and for God's sake, get involved in taking the House back in 2018. My name's Frank Schaeffer, and here's Doug.
Hi, I'm Doug Applegate. I've been running since 2015 against Darrell Issa in the California 49th Congressional District. It runs from just north of San Juan Capistrano, where we're sitting right now, all the way down to 1 street in North La Jolla. It includes UCSD. It's a beautiful area, and despite what appears to be an idyllic beach district, very unique, it has all of the tensions and the income disparity and the tensions that are felt all around the country. I like to think I have a good perspective on that because I grew up in a blue-collar family outside of Dayton, Ohio. I certainly know what the Midwest is going through right now with the opiate addiction, because people don't believe they have a real shot at the American dream. And it's almost like a regional depression. I think that can be changed. I think that we can steer a different course, but it's going to require people not just to point out what's wrong. That's the easy thing. People need to get involved. People need to get involved to talk to everyone, talk to Republicans, talk to independents, and yeah, talk to people who voted for Trump, because those people that voted for Trump a few years before were voting for Barack Obama. There's a reason for that. It's because Democrats have stopped talking to working families, and Republicans have chosen a communication message of division rather than coming together. And that's what we've always done as a country when we faced severe crises or threats, is come together rather than fragment.
We're going to be talking some more with Doug, and this is such a serious time in history that, you know, someone was asking me, well, why on your own nickel are you running around the country doing these interviews? What good can it do? I really don't know what good it can do, but I do know this, and that is, if anybody has a little bit of a platform and they're not using it to balance, somehow become our own citizen checks and balances in what's going on with Donald Trump and the Congress and the Republican Party and the unleashing of so much hatred and vitriol across the country, then you really have to examine yourself. And it's amazing sitting here with Doug, who's a Marine, because my son was one, and I've always been a little bit ashamed of myself that my son did more for his country by the time he was 19 than I have. And this is my little bit of an effort myself to get more involved. So it's kind of an extra blessing to be sitting here with someone who served in the Marine Corps, having had a son who did the same thing.